Jess, welcome back to my channel, and today I thought we would do a juicy reading on everything you really want to know, right? How they see you, how they feel about you, and what they want to say to you. So I do have 3 piles here. Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. Here is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. And if you need a minute to pause the video here, otherwise I'm going to go ahead and jump in with pile number 1. All right. Pile number 1. Oh, okay. Big energies here, you guys. First of all, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana cards in this pile. So right away we have some heavy hitting energy coming through here. First of all, this is the little black egg, and it always makes me think of Vedic Nakshatra. That is heavy Rahu. You could have maybe prominent Rahu in your chart. Swati sits in the middle of Libra, so you could have Libra in your chart. We also have the Justice card coming out here, so heavy Libra vibes. And Sagittarius coming through, and Scorpio, and Taurus, and Pisces. So, okay, and on the bottom of the deck we have the Magician. So, okay, how are they viewing you? They are viewing you in a very high light, right? Because we have Temperance and Justice here, starting off the reading. I feel like they're viewing you as somebody, you're working on something right now, I feel like. And you could actually be very quiet and doing a lot of work behind the scenes, but I feel like you're a really hard worker and very skillful as well with the Magician card here. And you have a lot of skills, and people really like you. Like, you are very personable, you're a very beautiful person. You probably have a lot of friends, or your person sees you as having a lot of friends. They also see you as very spiritual, maybe even like you have some kind of heavy intuition, psychic ability, or like telepathy ability. You have something very spiritual about you that your person kind of picks up on or wonders about. I feel like you fit in well with the group and you read a crowd really well, but you might not always be speaking, but when you do, it's like very eloquent, and you're a thinker. You are a very smart person. First of all, your person sees you as being very educated, and the speech that you use is very eloquent. And also, I do feel like you're a person who helps to like bring people together in the truest sense with actually all of this energy here. You know, you're the person who can kind of help people see all sides of an argument. You're the person who wants to help people kind of come together. I feel like you also believe that everyone can be different and we can all still get along. And I feel like you probably post things on social media, or your person's heard you say things like that. And that's just like kind of what you're known for. I feel like you have a very high sense of morality. Like, your person sees you as a very moral person, and somebody who, like, you're a rule follower, but not in like in the best kind of way here. Your person could be seeing you as resting. I'm shooting this in the middle of the mayhem, right? So with the 4 of Swords here, this is somebody who's like taking a time out from society. They're a bit withdrawn. And so I think there's this element of your person not being able to see what you're doing, but I feel like they sense that you're up to something, because I feel like you're a person, maybe you are very ambitious. I feel like you probably are a very ambitious person, and you're somebody who's always trying to develop their skills. You're always reading something new. You're always folding that into your worldview, and it's something that your person thinks is very attractive about you. You could be, well, there's going to be an interesting mix. I don't like saying things like that, because I'm about to say, like, you could be really tall and slender, or you could also, you know, have a little have a little round, right, to you. I'm just getting that. I know that that's kind of, I don't know. I know when readers say that and people are like, that's cheating. That's like everybody. But just with the Magician and the Justice card, I'm getting that like tall, slender air sign energy. But also Temperance, Sagittarians, a lot of times Sagittarius rules the hips. And Sagittarians, like a lot of times with that centaur energy, you could have the little bitty waist and around thing in your face, you get sprung, right? Because sometimes the tops and bottoms, there could be like a big difference between the two, you know what I'm saying? Like a little waist and a big old booty or something like that. And also Jupiter, which is expansion and the ruler of Sagittarius, but it's born at the end of Gemini, which is ruled by the Magician, and Jupiter can make people like kind of, rounder or whatever. Your person sees you as very ambitious and a leader in some way. And if you're not there yet, your person kind of senses that you're working towards that. There's a lot of mental energy here with you. And I can't stress enough that your person finds you very beautiful and finds you, sexy even, honestly. If that's a question on your mind, is this person attracted to you? With the Sagittarius card here, this is like the mixing of water and fire. I just feel like, I don't know, it's sexual, right? Yeah, you might be well-traveled, well-cultured. Your person thinks very, very highly of you. You might have some kind of status that's recognized, and I feel like you got that through hard work, first of all, but also just your intelligence and your eloquence. You're just very refined. Like, I'm just getting a very refined energy from this group over here. So, congratulations. Let's say you could be, like, a little vulnerable. Also, just with the energy of Swati coming through, that is divine priest energy. So I do think your person sees you as spiritual. And if you're not a person who speaks on spiritual things, your person wishes you would, because I feel like you, whether or not you know it, you kind of put off a very skillful vibe in that arena. Like you're very well read in that. So, how are they feeling towards you? Sexual, with the Tower in the middle right here. Okay, yeah, we do have the Tower in the middle. But there, also I'm just getting there could have been a fight. Like if I was to read this like a story, you guys were part of the same friendship group. You're a person who likes to have fun. Your person sees you around town. They really like being around you. Again, you could be like, have a lot of women friends, that kind of an energy. You guys could be part of the same, spiritual circle in some sense, but this is, I like to call this the coven card, because this is just like when you find your MFing people, right? But then followed by the Tower, I'm getting that was kind of shaken up. And I do feel like you have come to the forefront in your person's mind before. Like maybe this quiet energy, they overlooked you in the past. They slept on you. I'm getting like they were sleeping on you. That's slang for like they didn't know. If in case anybody doesn't know what that means, like it just means that they didn't like recognize how awesome you were, but they still recognize that like you were fun to be around. Usually you guys hung out in a group setting, but then something happened. Like maybe you guys got in a fight, but there was something, they were confronted with another side of you here, especially like being right under the Justice card. I feel like maybe there was two sides here, and they didn't really kind of know that. And Justice with the Tower, I am getting argument energy. But I feel like you handled yourself very eloquently throughout this whole thing. And so now they're seeing, I think if anybody won this battle, I think they're seeing that you won. I think they're impressed by your strength. They're seeing you as very beautiful. And they're seeing that actually like, there's like, you protect yourself. There's a bit of an air pocket around you. And I guess there always kind of was, and maybe they just didn't really see it before. I also feel like they're seeing you in a really high light with the world here. Maybe they're seeing you primarily on social media. I'm getting the energy that you post a lot of very wise things. Like if this person has access to your social media in any way, they're just really impressed with the things that you post, but they feel like they can't get to you. So I don't know, like I'm pretty sure, I just set up an Instagram the other day, so I don't know how it works, but I'm pretty sure you can still look up people's Instagrams without having an Instagram. Like don't quote me on that, but it's something like that where if you blocked this person because of your fight or like unfriended them or they unfriended you or something like that, I do feel like you left whatever group this was and your friend circle, your person still can see you in somewhere. They ask about you or something, but they might be able to see you, online. you could have moved from like far away from this person. You could have like just ejected yourself from their general presence. And yeah, your person's just seeing you as really amazing. Also, I think they think it's very strong that you bear your soul in a certain kind of way. Like maybe you share things about your life or personal insights that you have, that they are like amazed by. Also, your skills, your skill set is showing up here. I feel like you're a jack of all trades in some kind of way, or you're very masterful. For some of you guys, you knit. I've never ever gotten that from this card before, but isn't that what she's doing? She has like 2 knitting needles and it looks like she knit this entire wreath around her. So you can take that metaphorically of like you used what you had, you know, which was maybe very little, because I mean these are just 2 little sticks here when it gets down to it, and she doesn't even have a full wardrobe on. You know, so I feel like you did like you're self-made in some kind of a way. And your person, I also feel like the way you look, like however you think you look, like your person thinks that you are, this is so rude what I'm about to say, they think that you're so pretty that like you don't have to be smart. I'm getting like that picture of Gaston like throwing Belle's book that's like you don't need to read, like, you know, you don't, like, I feel like this person has a lot of respect for you because I feel like you could pass by on like your looks or your personality or something, and yet you are very reflective, you are very meditative, you are very educated, you are constantly furthering yourself, you're still striving, like you use that to propel yourself forward in some kind of a way. And I feel like there were very formative experiences that made you, with all the fixed energy surrounding her here, and they're realizing that you're catching people's eye, and not just any kind of people. This is fixed energy people, okay? Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. You know, these people, they're fixed, and so they tend to like be very rooted, very successful in some kind of way, have things, have education, have some kind of status. It's more important to like these signs, and I feel like your person is like noticing that about you. And I feel like they're trying to manifest this connection. They want to be connected with you in some kind of a way. And I feel like they might be showing off their own skills because, look, you have your 2 wands here, right? And you're, like, masterful with it. And honestly, I'm getting that Mars energy here. So some of you guys are hula hoopers, or you do something very physical with your body. You're drawing attention to your body, or your person just became aware of your body like in some way. Because I feel like maybe some of you dress very modestly. But you're beautiful and it shines through anyways. And then your person all of a sudden like, saw like a little bit more of your figure. Maybe you posted some pictures like in a swimsuit or like wearing tighter fit clothing, or your person just thought about you in the buff and they were like, hey, wow, she got all that going on, or he got all that going on under there. But there is something kind of untouchable about you, and I think it really turns this person on. I think it also puts this person in a bit of a tizzy, because that they can't have you, or that they miss their chance with you, because I do feel like this person is used to like winning, and they're used to getting whatever they want, kind of a thing. And I feel like they're used to people going after their attention, but you're so refined and regal that even if you did like this person back in the day or back in the moment, they just are used to people behaving, you know, in a different kind of a way, like throwing their own lamb sacrifice on their altar or something. So yeah, I feel like your person's being very stoic right now, and that's probably why you're at this reading, because, and I do feel like they have a lot going on. Like they're focused. If your person could be a business owner or something, and clearly, like I'm reading in the middle of the mayhem right now, and that could have been part of what happened. You know, you guys don't get to see each other in your same social group or whatever, and so you're literally quarantined over here. So your person can't see you, and they are wondering about what you're doing. And they're also wondering if that's the case too. Like if you didn't like move away from this person or distance yourself, if there was no fight, your person's wondering if you're doing okay. You know, as they see you as kind of vulnerable and stuff. Maybe you're like one of those people that are, you know, volunteering and making gear for people who need it. But yeah, I do feel like with this Emperor card here, your person, oh my gosh, I'm about to keep pulling these cards, you guys. Your person has a lot on their plate. They're trying to, like, they need to be present and like strategize in order to like handle fallout that's going on in their own lives. For some of you guys, this person has a family that they need to take care of, or they have a business that they need to take care of, something like that, that's requiring a lot of their energy and focus. And they're really missing the social aspect, you know? And they might not see like what you're offering to them. I think if you guys fought, they think you're mad. But yeah, they see you as somebody who's incredibly skillful, and I do feel like they're trying to show off and get your attention, like a little bit, using their status, using their skill set, even if it's just like kind of on the back burner of their mind, where they know that they have to do these things anyways in their life. Like I feel like this person's watching your social media if they can, and if they can't, they're trying to like look up your Instagram, you know, like without having an Instagram, things like that. But I do feel like this person's hoping that you're doing the same, because they're putting things out maybe in a general sort of a sense with the Emperor card here, where they're being very skillful and showing off their knowledge base or their skill set, maybe their writing ability, something like that. And they're hoping that you're taking notice of like the things that they're doing. Yeah, and this person, I do feel like, this person's kind of passively trying to pull you in, you know? They're trying to bait you. And they do feel like you're focused on that. If you guys did fight, like, they feel like you're focused on this argument, you know? You guys could have been in a relationship before. They could have cheated on you. They could have been in a third-party situation. And that's coming through, too, as another possibility, is like they're seeing you healing. They're seeing you healing. For sure, they're seeing you healing, just regardless. Yeah, because you guys, there could have been, like, if you were in a relationship with this person, you guys would be going through a divorce with the Justice and the Tower card here. And they could be seeing you healing from that. They could see you, like, focusing on, maybe there was a third-party situation and things just didn't work out. And so they see you focusing on that, protecting yourself and going after your own victory. Being very being very, blah, blah, blah. Using your, like, writing. First of all, if you are getting a divorce and you serve this person legal papers, they're impressed with the way that you're talking business and you're talking eloquently. The communication that you've had, they're very focused on that. They're trying to dissect the communication that they're having, and they feel like you're turning away from them, you know, and protecting yourself from them. They're also seeing that you have other suitors, if that's resonating with you guys, pile number 1. What do they want to say to you? They want to say that they know that they were selfish and like out to win at all costs, that how they behaved hurt you and it made you feel less than, and maybe even like humiliated you, and you didn't feel seen by this person. I feel like this person, like with the Emperor energy and the Magician energy, they're very much focused on themselves. They're in a selfish energy. Your person is selfish, and they know that they owe you some justice for this moment, that they weren't behaving properly with you, and they want to offer you a new beginning. And maybe they even want to start as friends. Maybe they're really looking forward to, this person I feel like they want to offer you something. So this could be like a physical letter or an email or something like that. They want to reach out to you. They want to offer you some kind of safety and security in some kind of a way. They want to, if this is a divorce, your person they do want to make sure that you're taken care of. Your person sees you in a very, very high light. Even if you guys are divorcing, even if you guys fought, your person sees you as this is the Empress, right? This is such high energy that they're seeing you in. They think you've got it all together. You're somebody who you could literally be a mother. You could be nurturing people right now. I feel like you're very philanthropic, and this is a very philanthropic energy, and it's philanthropic in a very smart way. Like, you know how to spend your time. You are very socially responsible and socially responsive. You might be an activist for some kind of a cause. Your person's just really seeing you doing it, you know, and they're finding you very regal, beautiful, and honestly a little untouchable, and they know that they did that with the 5 of Swords and the Tower here. They definitely know that they did that. And that's why I feel like your person feels like they have no choice other than to try to manifest you. And also there's a heavy vibe of communication. This person wants to communicate with you. They want to reach out to you. There's something about maybe your living situation that this person, there's an energy of wanting to make sure that you're okay, that you're taken care of, that you're provided for, that you're well nourished. And this person honestly is willing to put in the work for the long haul. The Ace of Pentacles is all about a new beginning that requires hard work and dedication. And it's also, the Pentacles always have this like sense of being like very enamored, you know? For some of you, your person sees you trying to start a new project and they might want to be an investor for that. And your new project they see as being very socially responsible, very philanthropic, you know, kind of a thing. And they want to maybe even like, yeah, give you money, give you some starter money, help you secure a business loan or like a place to do business, something like that. Maybe your person has, in their business, your person could have like an office space or something like that. And so they want to like offer that to you. But I do sometimes get narcissist energy from this card. Like I don't know if you guys can see his face, but it's like terrible. and so I am getting that where it's like your person, you could have seen this side of your person too. And they know that. Sorry about that, you guys. I had to eat. So, now we're back. And now that I am not low blood sugar, when I'm looking at this Five of Swords, so this card's all about like whether or not you identify with the guy in the foreground or like the people in the background. And I'm kind of getting that this person, what they want to say is that they feel ashamed. Like I think they're your person, and maybe even this group here, like maybe there's more than one person that, you know, like feels ashamed or feels humiliated kind of in the background. And because you are bigger than they thought, like you are just bigger and more regal than they thought you were with the Justice card and the Temperance. I mean, you're showing up as just someone very powerful and someone very, you know, eloquent. I feel like whatever you said really rang true for them, and they felt like I want to say humiliated from the way that they acted or behaved towards you. And that they just find you to be super regal and kind of a diamond in the rough, you know? And maybe there was gossip about you kind of, you know, from this group, and maybe that's, you felt like you needed to withdraw and protect yourself because maybe you felt like people were gossiping about you, but you are just, your person wants to say that you handled yourself so well and that you are like the epitome of just class and grace here. So let me just see here. What else do they want to say before I kind of pull back? Yeah, I feel like your person wants to apologize, and they want to maybe even like just give you something like when they apologize, but this apology might come through the form of like messenger or something, because I really am getting this like online kind of connection. So I just looked, I'm really getting like Libra vibes heavy here. You guys could have strong Libra in your chart, because Libra, the nakshatras in Libra, you have one Mars ruled nakshatra, Chitra, and you have a Jupiter ruled nakshatra, Vishaka in Libra. So definitely, you know, heavy Libra vibes coming through. And especially with the energy of Chitra, there's something about your eyes. Like I feel like your eyes communicate a lot. There's just like a power behind your eyes, and there is something that they really like about your eyes. Also, again, like just this, you could be very physical. Like this group could be like a yoga group or something, with the World card here and with Justice and with the energy of Mars. You could be a person who like knows how to move your body in a really fluid way. Even if you don't do an activity like yoga or dance or hula hooping or something like that, you move your body like you know what you're doing with it, you know? Like you fully inhabit your body. You kind of have an intimidating presence, like in the best way here, pile number 1. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. If it resonates, please do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you guys around here again. All right, pile number 2. Okay, pile number 2. How does your person see you? First of all, you could be younger than this person or just youthful in general, because we have 2 pages here. You could have children, you could have 2 children, but I'm really seeing this as you, as somebody, you're at the beginning of some kind of journey, maybe even at the beginning of some kind of study. But there is a definite youthfulness about you, or at least a youthfulness in regards to them. You could be at the beginnings of a new project that you're working on, maybe the beginnings of your career, but you're starting a new endeavor in the physical world that your person has really taken note of. And that could be actually combined with this page energy. So maybe this new beginning in the physical world actually has something to do with like emotions or spirituality or things like that. Otherwise, your person also maybe sees you as someone who is, very fun, very lighthearted, very loving, and also maybe somebody who is either they're seeing you as like starting to develop feelings for them, or they are just acknowledging that. I'm going to go ahead and say this is you, because spoiler alert, I just looked down here at the second pile because this is their feelings pile. And I think that your person has some feelings towards you, honestly, some sexual feelings towards you. So, yeah, I think that they think you're really cute and really funny. There's something really cutesy about you, something really cute about the way that you dress even. But with the Judgment card, maybe your person feels judged. Like I kind of got that energy with the youthfulness. Like if there is an age difference between you, or a status difference, or an emotional difference, like maybe this person has been married before or something, and so they're seeing you as, greener in love than they are. They could feel a little judged for like having feelings towards you, because I do with the Strength card here, I feel like your person has feelings for you. They're just trying to hold back. But it's weird because at the same time, they're trying to manifest this with the Magician card here. So yeah, your person, this is an interesting mix here. They could see you as someone who maybe is going through a divorce and is fighting over custody of children. That's another possibility as well. There's something about the way you dress here. Like if you wear a lot of like shirt dresses and leggings with boots, your person really likes that about you. They find it like there's something very jovial and casual about you. And I do feel like your person, you take a lot of joy in life. Like your person likes to see your face light up. Like I feel like you're the type of person to get really excited over like, you try a new flavor of ice cream or something small like that. You're the type of person to just get really, really tickled. I do feel like you're very creative, and your person likes the way that you think. Like you have a very interesting way of viewing situations. I also feel like you're very artistic. Maybe you do some kind of crafting or things like that. And I feel like you're a breath of fresh air. That's what I want to say, especially with this Judgment card here. I mean, I literally feel like you're a breath of fresh air. Like, you are a pop of color in a gray world. That's what you are. Somehow, like, if it's not the age thing, you guys, you have an inner child that is alive and well. You have managed to keep that child alive through a lot of trials and tribulations, honestly, through a lot. Your person could even see that you've been through a lot in the past, and even through all of that, you are incredibly resilient. Maybe humor is one of your resiliencies. You're really good at processing your emotions. I feel like you take your emotions, you could journal, you could do some kind of art to process your emotions, but you're a person who, you acknowledge your emotions, but you don't take them too seriously at the same time. Yeah. And you could be starting a new life. Like if you've gotten a divorce or something, first of all, your person acknowledges your resilience, but it's also they see you starting a new chapter. There's definitely something about starting a new chapter here, even if it's not like, the actual like age difference or something. There's also something about your legs. Maybe you're a runner, or you have very strong legs, or your person really likes your legs, but your legs are really standing out here with boots. Also, yeah, maybe some of you hike. I do feel like a lot of you guys are nature lovers. Maybe you drink a lot of smoothies, drink a lot of water. You're somebody who likes to work out. Maybe you like to work out in the morning. Maybe you're a morning person. I don't know why I'm getting that. Yeah, I think you're a morning person. I'm saying this literally as like an alarm clock, and just like springing to life here in the morning. Maybe for some of you guys, I feel like you have a breakfast ritual with this person, or you've had like a breakfast date with this person, or maybe you meet once a week or something to have breakfast, or you do something like in the morning that is kind of noteworthy. I feel like you guys are active and morning people. Like maybe some of you like kayak in the morning, or like you go for a hike in the morning, or you go for a walk or something like that. Some of you guys wait at the bus stop with this person. Very specific, I know. Also, this person really likes your hair, especially when you do your hair, because and for some of you, you guys are yogis, or you are from a faith where you wrap your head, and your person really likes that. Also, I do think that they see you as a religious person. Somebody who is very religious. Yeah, so how are they feeling about you? We have the Magician card, the Strength card, which are two major arcana cards. Also, Judgment is major arcana too. And you know what? Judgment, I didn't say this, I should have said this when I was up here. Judgment, this is the energy of Pluto, and being the energy of Pluto, which is the planetary ruler of Scorpio in Western astrology, and Scorpio rules sex and the orgasm. And so this person probably thinks you're fine. Like, there's this youthful energy that's really, really attractive to them. I feel like your person's really attracted to your personality. You know, there's something very vivacious about you. And some of you do not have a very big chest, and your person actually likes that. Like, you have strong legs and, like, not a very big chest, and your person really likes that. And some of you are very androgynous looking, and your person likes that too. Now, all of these are very specific, I know. I'm just reading what I'm seeing in the cards. So, okay, how are they feeling about you? We have two major arcana cards here. One is the Magician, and the other is Strength. And what I'm getting from this is, again, I'm getting that energy of coming into your own, because the Magician, right, this is like right after the Fool, this is the very first card in the deck, and it's a very masculine energy, and it's about going after what you want and using your skills. And I am getting the energy of skills up here, like you could be at the start or the beginning of learning a new skill, or bringing that skill into the job sphere or something like that. So there's definitely this energy where you're starting to pull things together for yourself using your skills. And with the Strength card, what's noteworthy about the Strength card to me is that this is the first human that we see, like in the major arcana. So I do feel like your person finds that you are very talented. A lot of you are crafters. A lot of you are very skillful with your hands. And I just feel we have two infinity symbols here. And we have an 8 right here. Okay. I'm just getting some 8th house energies here. First of all, your person, sex is an 8th house energy. Let's just get that right out there. Also, with the Magician is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. Gemini is also an energy that's heavily related to sex as well. So your person, but it's also related to the mind and skills. So I do feel like first of all, if you have had sex with this person thinks that you're very skillful with your hands. I'm so sorry. That needed to be said. Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay. Now, with this 8th house energy, there's something secretive about it. I feel like your person's really trying to stuff this down, because maybe there is a reason going on here that they just don't feel like they should be super attracted to you. Like, they feel bad for it. They feel judged for it. They feel like they could be judged for it. Yeah. But it's like your person really likes you on a lot of levels. They really, really like to talk to you. They really like seeing you out in groups. And they just feel like you pull people's attention, and you pull their attention too. And they wonder if if you feel the same way towards them. Your person can have a complementary skill that they're trying to pull in. Your person, for some of you guys, could be married, and that's what this Judgment energy is coming through with the 2 of Wands here, because your person could be considering like stepping out on that relationship, stepping out on an established family. They're kind of looking at, other, kind of opportunities here. So they could be looking at this as a new relationship, new love. And honestly, even, and that could be where this guilt energy is coming forward. But they do see that you are somebody who would want something long term, like they know that you would be at the beginning of a relationship, that you would want something long term. And so I feel like they know that something would have to fall apart here, right? And this person, I feel for a lot of you, this person does have a family. And so they're feeling very attracted to you. They're feeling very drawn to you on a lot of levels, on a mental level, On a solar plexus level, like I feel like you guys have a lot of similar values, and you have a lot of, this person sees you as a go-getter, you know? They see the passion and the ambition to fulfill your life's mission kind of happening in you. But your person's kind of trying to hold back. I do feel like, especially with that energy of the 8, I'm getting that 2 of Pentacles, you know, like where we're always going round and round, but there's still a separateness somehow. But your person does, they check out your social media a lot. They follow you online. They like to look at your pictures. They think a lot about traveling with you, going somewhere. I think like they fantasize about this a lot too, you know, where they want to, honestly, if this is like a third party situation and you know your person to be committed, your person, you might live far away from this person and they dream about like coming towards you, but they're really holding that part of themselves back. But it's weird because I feel like they're trying to manifest some kind of communication from you. Maybe they see you living in a new place and making new friends for some of you, and starting, that could be this new beginning up here. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So what do they want to say to you? They want to, okay, I gotta say it. I am getting heavy third party vibes here. For those of you who are new to my channel, I get kind of overwhelmed when I look at all the cards at once. So now that I'm getting down here to what they're saying, we have lots of energies of 8s and 3s, okay? What's interesting is the third house is the higher self of the 8th house. Like when you go 8 around the zodiac, you end up at the 3rd house. And whenever you do that, right, like 5 from the 5th, 3 from the 3rd, 8 from the 8th, that house is considered the higher self of that other house. So you have the Gemini card here with the Lovers, which is major arcana. You have a 3 over here, right? You have this Judgment card representing Pluto in the 8th house. You have this 8 right here, right? Lots of this third house, 8th house communication kind of going on. So I do feel like with the 4 of Wands here, your person wants to say that they have a happy home. Like your person could be very well established. They could be a leader in their community, somebody who, and honestly, they are happy in their home life, you know? And that's what they want to communicate to you is like, listen, I have this responsibility at home. I feel, this card always stands out to me, like the house is so big in it compared to like the other one. So I feel like your person's probably successful, and they probably have a very like successful family life. You know, relationships are hard, and you know, relationships over time, they're subject to entropy just like anything else. But your person feels like they have a choice to make, right? And the energy of the mountains is coming through here heavy too. So sorry. Train of thought, Gemini. So with the Lovers card here, your person knows that they have a choice to make, and they really are trying to make the best choice possible, looking up here towards this angel. And having a choice, whenever you see twin imagery in astrology, it's always about, it talks about a tool that can be used for good or used for evil, right? And in the Gemini case, right, the fall happens in Ardra, and that's becoming aware of yourself as distinct from like the creator and all of creation, right? And this thinking ability and this rationalizing ability we can use for good or for evil. And I really feel like your person is trying to use that decision-making process. Like I feel like they're thinking a lot about this, but they really are trying to do the right thing. They're trying to get clarity on this situation, because I do feel like your person feels such a pull towards you. But at the same time, like they feel like they would be wrong. The 3 of Pentacles, this is heavy established energy. This is all about cooperation, collaboration. With the 3 here, it does kind of talk about a third party. But it's also like, I don't know, this card to me, crusty is the wrong word, but like heavy is also the wrong word. I don't know, entrenched, right? Like I kind of just get entrenched energy, where I feel like your person, they are solidified in their career, in their community, in their place in society. And, you know, is their relationship probably going through something, you know, if you know this person to be in a relationship, let me just say, is it the most exciting thing ever? No. But is it a good relationship? Honestly, yeah. I know it's not what a lot of you guys want to hear, but yeah, this person has a really stable home life, and they do feel like they have a really good partner, you know? And they want to honor their marriage vows too, because they take marriage very seriously. And there's I'm just seeing a lot of divine energy, like union between heaven and earth. Like they understand the vows that they made to be like heavenly, you know, and they want to act that out. So this person, maybe they also have children, and they're considering all of these things. Your person has a lot of variables to consider. And so that's something that they want to communicate to you. It's like, are they passionate about you? Yes. You know, and with Gemini is all about being able to hold two opposing truths at the same time. Like that's really high vibrational Gemini. One of my friends, we got into like a quibble, you know, like a debate. And I was like, it's not a no, but it's a yes and. And that's that yes and, like it can be this, and yet still this can be true. That is really Geminian energy. I know that was a very brainy thing to say, but your person's like, I can have feelings for you and I can hold them back, you know, and I can fantasize about you in my private time and not break my vows. But do I watch your social media? Absolutely. Do I think about you all the time? Absolutely. Am I trying to manifest communication with you? Absolutely. Would I be down for a little flirting? Absolutely. You know, if things were different and we lived in another life, and maybe we have lived in another life or will live in another life again, would I consider this? Absolutely. But I do feel like your person's pretty loyal. And if you know them to be in a relationship, like, you know, that's something that they're thinking about. Now, if the original like scenarios that I was picking up on, of like your person sees you as somebody who could be getting a divorce and whatnot, they want to make sure that you're ready to move on before, you know, because your person is serious about you, and they see that you have a happy family life and that they would have to integrate into that sort of a thing. And they know that you have a choice, and that that you just came out of a relationship and that you might be very sad. I am getting the energy of Ardra here, and the symbol of Ardra is a teardrop. You know, very sad. So I feel like your person wants to make sure that you're processing your emotions, and that with this Three of Pentacles, that you are getting the support from your community that you really need in order to be able to build this thing the right way. I really do get kind of a noble vibe from your person. But rest assured, no matter what is going on, your person is definitely attracted to you. But this is a person who, they're trying to do the right thing. I really feel like they're trying to do the right thing. I do feel like there's a spirituality to this person. Hold on. I just want to clarify this here. Clarify the magician, please. You know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your person just doesn't feel like they're in a position to move towards you. There's all this passion here. Look at all this red. There's all this passion here. They want to communicate. They don't want to do the wrong thing. And with the Magician card here, I feel like they'll settle for thinking about you. They'll settle for trying to manifest some kind of communication. You know, maybe you know this person through some kind of skill set. They'll definitely try to kind of show off for you. And they feel like you're at the beginning of your power in all of this, even though you've been through a lot. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is another 8. So there's definitely the energy of transformation. I feel like your person sees you as having gone through a transformation. And maybe even this relationship, maybe they saw you in one light and now they're seeing you in a different light. Maybe because you were freed up, or you guys had something kind of made this person see you like in this light. And I do feel like it sent them into quite a tizzy. And also the 8th house rules like your joint finances and stuff after marriage. So again, with the after marriage vibes kind of going in here with your person. So yeah, I think your person, again, like assets and things like that, that's weighing on your person's mind as well. So let me see if I'm getting anything else. I mean, there's heavy Gemini vibes here with the Magician and the Lovers. Maybe Mrgashira too with the Judgment card, because that's Scorpio, so maybe Mars, like that's the beginning of Gemini, right? And that is all about exiting a situation where you feel controlled by someone. And so maybe that was something that your person's picking up on, is that energy. Maybe your person picks up on some anxiety. You or them has some anxiety around this situation. But they see you as very, intelligent and maybe searching for a new beginning in some way. So, yeah, that's what I'm getting for you guys, pile number 2. If that resonated, please do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you guys around here again. All right, pile number 3. Let's see how your person sees you, feels for you, and wants to say to you. All right, pile number 2. If you're new to my channel, forgive me. I get overwhelmed when I look at all the cards at one time, so I'm just going to take this one at a time. I can tell there's a lot going on here. So, pile number 3, how is your person seeing you? They're seeing you as withdrawn here, as looking elsewhere, as not really paying attention to them. You're planning your life. You're looking out for other opportunities. Maybe you're even planning on traveling. You're focused. I feel like your person feels like you're giving your attention and your time and your resources and all of this to everybody but them. Like this guy's not looking at us, right? And then this guy's clearly withdrawn here. Nobody's looking at us in these cards up here. So I really do feel like your person sees you as very withdrawn, as having your mind on other things. I do think that they're seeing you having relationships and being very giving with other people in relationships, especially like on social media, in real life, and just on like, an emotional level. Like your person feels like you're giving to everybody but them. I do feel like your person sees you as someone who's very stable and someone who's doing really well for themselves. But just, I just don't think that they see that you care about them. And, so how do they feel? They're angry. Your person's hurt and they're very angry. There could have been, harsh words said. And so your person's thinking a lot about cutting this off or you cutting this off. But, your person's thought about it a long time, right? Her head is above the clouds in this image. And that means that she has like, a very clear mind. And she's trying to see things, like this from this bird's eye view, right? Which again highlights that isolation to me. And then she's got the red string around her wrist that she's severed. So she's cutting off things that no longer serve her, soul ties and soul connections. Because I do feel like your person sees you as a soulmate, sees you as part of their soul group, but they just don't feel like you see them in that way. Even though I do feel like in your person's soul, that's something that resonates super deep with, especially, highlighting the red string of faith here with the Queen of Swords. I do feel like they feel like this is probably even like a past life connection or something. It's almost like cutting an umbilical cord is what I just got. Like your person is in a lot of pain over this. Like, I just feel like they feel neglected. And with the 5 of Wands being right in the middle of this whole spread, I think that there's some fighting. I think there's some competition. I think your person feels like you guys have differing beliefs, but it's not really that big of a deal. You guys just end up bickering with one another. But I think they feel that you hold it against them. And that there's something about you hold some kind of status, like even if it's just social status, where like a lot of people like you and they follow you on social media. You're a very personable person. This you know, maybe you do have some kind of status in the community. A lot of people want relationships with you, and this person feels like they have to compete for your attention. And this person might not be the kind of person to want to compete for your attention. We'll have to wait until we get down here to what they want to say to see more about them, and I can pull some cards if we don't get answers, but that's kind of what I'm feeling here so far. I feel like, oh my gosh, just like with this image with the Queen of Swords, like looking over at these people fighting, it's like you're presiding over people, like fighting for your attention, you know. Maybe you're like the suit of swords deals heavily with judgment, so it's like you're passing judgment, you know, like kind of upon these people, and you're seeing who you're going to cut out and who you're not going to cut out. And so this person feels like you have a lot of social power, I feel like, and maybe there's something silently like not controlling, but just there's something about you that's like silently powerful and that like silently sets a tone around you. I'm just noticing all the blue and all the teal here. Maybe that means something to someone. But I'm getting, I don't know, spiritual thought for some of you guys, especially with the wands, because the wands deals heavily with soul mission and like soul, you know, soul like signature and like who you are, you know, what life is about, you know, goals and things. So maybe your person feels like you guys have conflicting worldviews that lead to conflicting goals. Maybe there's a physical distance with the Two of Wands here, you know, and you've physically traveled away from this person. Or you want to travel away. Maybe you want to move away and you have plans to travel, or yeah. So, but I mean, with the Empress card, right, this is straight up Venus. So your person loves you. They see you in this really high light. They think that you're everything. And I think that's part of why this hurts so bad. Because they think that you're beautiful, smart, stable, driven. You're everything. And they can't get your attention. But it's like they feel that there's this other part to you, this Queen of Swords part, you know? Where it's like you're very loving, but, you know, also there's something sharp, you know? There's like a barb at the end. And maybe there's a little bit of mercurial energy. Maybe your person sees you as mercurial, where like sometimes they get the Empress, sometimes they get the Queen of Swords, and they never really know which one. And maybe some days your person is like, I need to just cut this off. I need to just cut this out. This hurts too bad. And then on other days they're like, no, I want to wipe that person up, and that's the mother of my kids, and I have to stick it out, and I have to fight for this. You know, I have to figure out how to get their attention some way, you know? Because there is the energy of this person wanting your attention and wanting to please you. So let's look down here at what they want to say to you. They want to say that they don't know what to do. They feel stuck. They feel powerless in this situation. Honest to God, I want to say the word emasculated. I feel like they absolutely do feel powerless in this situation. They feel like you have, I mean, I don't mean to define the word powerless like 3 times in a row for you, but they feel like you have all the power in the situation. And that you're also, I feel like they feel whenever you want to cut something out, whenever you've made up your mind, like you have this way of detaching. Like when you care about people, you're so warm and you're so loving and you're a person that like brings the community together. But when you've made your mind up about something and you're like, no, this is no good for me, like you cut it out, no second thoughts. Like you're done with it because you have been through a lot. I feel like your person knows that you've been through a lot in your own past. So you're kind of, it's no nonsense. That's what I want to say. There's a side to you that is like completely no nonsense. And just very logical and very to the point and very, you show up and, you know, I know exactly what I need in a relationship. And I feel like you probably have a lot of suitors, or a lot of people have their eye on you in a way that you can dictate what happens, or you don't need, maybe you keep a smaller circle and so you don't tolerate nonsense. I just feel like you don't tolerate any nonsense, even though you're so beautiful, and that's part of what makes you stand out to this person. But yeah, they want to say that they feel hidden from you. They feel like you don't see them. They feel like powerless. They don't know how to move forward in this situation. but they want to. They have a lot that they want to say. And not all of it's nice. They have a lot that they want to get off their chest. They want to yell at you. They want to tell you that you've hurt them. They want to make their opinions known. They want for it to be okay for them to disagree with you and still get to be around you. And flat out, they think that you guys should be together. Like that in whatever capacity this relationship is existing in, because I'm not really, I don't know. But this person, they just kind of want to rush in and like be very, very blunt. And they want to fight with you. They really do. But they know that if they do that, that you would cut them out. So that's what keeps them stuck in this position, you know, where it's like this person feels stifled because they don't feel like they can tell you how they're feeling. And you know what? Like maybe this person has had chances in the past. You might have, I'm not seeing this either way. Like you might have every reason to be behaving like this towards this person because maybe this person didn't see your worth in the past. Because they see your worth now with the Empress. Yeah. And this is the only major arcana card showing up here, so it's pulling a lot of weight. I feel like they're getting, you know, this is the thing that I feel like we don't acknowledge this enough about the Empress, that the Empress, right, she's the embodiment of all four queens. We all say that, but when you think about what that actually means, and that the Empress embodies this Queen of Swords energy. And so, like, this can come out whenever it's needed, right? And that's part of being balanced and a boss bee and in charge, you know, and running your life. And you're not afraid to do that. And so in this argument, that's brought out that side of you. It's very cold and very detached. At least towards this person. But your person might want to say, like, don't you know who I am? I don't know. I kind of get that energy of, like, I have a lot to offer you. This person feels like they have a lot to offer you, especially, like, having this come right under the Empress card. It's like this person wants to take care of you. They want you to be in their home of some kind. Maybe some of you guys have been in a relationship with this person, and that's why, like, you're separating or something. But even if you haven't been, it's like this person wants to say, like, I am someone, okay? You know, who are you talking to like that? But this is all about, like, honestly, the family who has everything. This person wants you to know, like, what they bring to the table and that they want to know that they're valuable to you. That's what it is. Regardless of whether this has to do with actual money, like your person, the Pentacles is all about actual value. Figuring out what's actually valuable and cultivating that. And so your person is like, listen, we work well together. And your person just she's finally looking. She's like really looking at him. And that's kind of what I feel your person wants from you. It's a pretty straightforward message, actually, pile number 3. Let me just see if I'm getting anything else here. I mean, no. I feel like that's all I'm getting for you guys. Let me just ask it. I feel like that was so short, so let me just ask if there's anything else. Anything else for pile number 3? Is there anything else for pile number 3? Okay. They want to heal this. They know that you're upset with them, but they also know that you love them and that you have this very nurturing side. I feel like your person maybe does wonder if they did something to bring out this ire, and maybe you're not talking. I'm just noticing that her back is just, it looks turned away for some reason for me. But it's like they know that the Queen of Cups is also another aspect to this Empress over here, and I feel like they feel that you have emotions towards them that you're bottling up. I feel like they think that you guys need to really have it out so that you can get back to this solid, loving relationship, and you can realize, you can see the value in one another. Because I think your person, they're at their wits' end. Their wits' end. you know, with the fighting and all of this. With the Star card here, this is major arcana. They really want to heal this. They're tired of feeling separate from you. They know that you guys, I feel like they see a lot of potential and a lot of abundance in this relationship. And they see you as being just completely beautiful, but also like far away. But it is their hope that you guys can work on this relationship, and that maybe, like, you know, in the future, I just feel like this person does see you as their everything. They're just kind of confused because of this energy that you guys are in, and it's not insurmountable to your person, but it's like they get frustrated because they want to resolve it. But it's also like this person with the 7 of Wands, like they want to stand their ground. They want to beat out. I feel like there's competition somehow involved here, you know, and your person wants to kind of beat out the competition, you know, in order to earn your love. I feel like your person thinks that your love is a prize here. I'm seeing this cup as kind of like a trophy. And the Star kind of brings out that same sort of energy. But you stir this person's emotions, and your person's like super frustrated. They're super frustrated by this situation. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Pile number 3. If that resonated, please do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you guys back here again. Bye.